All right, guys. So in this session, we will be talking about Israel's attack on Iran. So today, it's October 26, 2024, and it will be remembered as a historic day. See, Israel have launched a major attack on Iran. And this attack is a response to Iran's aggression on October 1st, this year itself, October 1st. And the details emerging from this situation are absolutely shocking, and we will be getting into that. See, global media is actively covering Israel's extensive airstrikes across Iran, primarily targeting the capital city of Tehran. So, continuous explosions were reported in Tehran, raising concerns about whether Israel would carry out prolonged attacks and lead to a prolonged war. So many Israeli news sources claim that Israel would respond for up to 12 hours in multiple waves and targeting various military sites across Iran. So that's what we are actually going to discuss. We need to discuss the impact on India also. That is very significant. But see here, thankfully, from the Indian perspective, the reports of continuous 12-hour bombing by Israel did not materialize. Israel officially declared that its attack on Iran had concluded. So, as Indians, it's very crucial for us that this conflict does not escalate further, as it could negatively impact India in every possible scenario, whether it is in terms of oil or in any way. Okay, and we have a significant investment also. We discussed about Chabar port, etc. So Israel officials statement actually confirmed that the operation was complete and dismissing any fears of a prolonged assault. So now the question arises, where exactly did Israel target in Iran? So let's move on to the next slide. So Israel strikes, we'll get into the details of it. See guys, according to Israel official statement, 140 fighter jets participated in this major operation, and all of them returned safely, indicating that Iran couldn't do anything. Iran cannot or could not shoot down any of Israel jets. And Israel reported that it destroyed Iran's missile manufacturing sites, which had been producing missiles frequently launched at Israel. So, additionally, Israel claims to have neutralized Iran's missile defense system. That's again very significant. And this means that if Israel wants, it could potentially carry out future aerial attacks on Iran without facing much resistance. And if they want, they can make a big damage to Iran. So by targeting these sites, Israel has significantly compromised, Iran's missile production capabilities. That's actually their achievement that they claim. But this does not eliminate the possibility of Iran already having stockpiled a large number of missiles, and they have already made it very clear that they have huge, reserve of missiles. And Iran had previously warned Israel of heavy retaliation with threats of launching thousands of missiles in response to any substantial attack if they get from Israel side. So, what could be the direct impact of this situation on the world if that happens? See, at this moment, the country's most concerned is the country which the situation can affect is Saudi Arabia. See, you might wonder why Saudi Arabia is worried, right? See, especially since it had been engaging in small scale military exercises with Iran, that as a formality. But if you see, even though they have engaged with small military exercises, these are merely formalities. The real issue is that Iran, in its anger, could potentially target Saudi Arabia's vital oil resources and reserves to disrupt the global economy. So, by targeting Saudi Arabia's oil reserves, and if something happened to that, the entire global economy will be collapsed. And to disturb the global economy or the disrupt the global economy, they can do that, and that's why Saudi is actually worried about this. Now, coming to the potential escalation, see, the US has quickly assured, the crown, the Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia's, that they will help. Okay, so the security is actually ensured to Saudi by US. And you might have noticed that during the recent BRICS summit in Russia, the crown prince did not attend, though they there was invitation to Saudi Arabia also to participate and invited to become a member of BRICS, but they did not accepted the invitation or participated in the summit. And this absence is attributed to Saudi Arabia's fear that Iran might retaliate against them. So the US has assured Saudi Arabia that it would intervene to protect its oil reserves in the event of Iranian attack. So what if they, join the meeting and then they're not going to get US support also possibly, because you're going, in the side of Russia, China, Iran. So in case if Iran attacks Saudi, at this point of time, you're going to get US support, right? So that is the reason, potential reason that they might not have attended. And for the global economy, stock markets and investments, the best outcome would be if Israel, three-wave attack on Tehran, which destroyed several military installations and which will end here without further escalation from Iran. So if any escalation of this, that again can potentially harm the world economy, right? And investments and everything. So that can lead to slowdown and even recession kind of situation also. So let's move on to the next slide. Escalation. Okay. See, guys, if Iran retaliate with Operation True Promise Part 3, okay, and launches numerous ballistic missiles at Israel, it could lead to a regional or even can escalate to global level, because Russia will join with Iran and China can again come to Russia. So that can again create a block. North Korea will also be part of. We already discussed this potential formation of block of Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. So on the other side, Israel, US, UK, like that, they can form another block, and it can escalate into a kind of global war, a global conflict, or a World War III. So it's very essential to remember that Russia is a significant ally of Iran and can support at any point of time. And if such attack continue, Russia would likely to step in to defend Iran at any cost, and that can escalate the situation to a major war that China can get involved with Russia. For now, we can only hope that Israel attack mark the end of this confrontation and that Iran decides not to pursue after, this for further aggression with a further aggression, or, again going to retaliate on this. Any escalation could have, severe global consequences. So particularly for India's key trade corridors like the I-2U2 corridor and the North-South transport corridor connecting India and Russia. So let's move on to the next slide. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Now, again, one important point to note is that the United States did not support Israel in this attack. No US fighter jets nor naval forces were actually involved in this present attack on Iran. While some US senators expressed their support for Israel and American media largely sided with Israel, the US government made it very clear that it did not want to escalate the tension of the war. And Israel, under the Netanyahu's leadership, has taken the necessary action, and hopefully there will not be a further escalation after this. So moving on to the next slide, potential consequences. So the coming days will be crucial as we await Iran's response for this. Will Iran retaliate against Israel or refrain from further action? If a full-scale war erupt or start, the consequences will be felt across the world and globally. Okay, and for India, it could mean disruptions in crucial trade routes and economic ties. As an Indian, my hope or our hope is that the situation won't escalate further, as it can have huge impact on us and our economy and our stock market and the investments, our investment in Iran, etc. And the conflict is, let's hope that the conflict will be resolved without leading to a full-scale war. So that's all about this session, guys, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.